Hello everyone, Timothy here. Welcome back to my role-playing game channel. Today we're going to be talking about Doctor Who Season 8, Terror of the Autons, Episode 1. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we see we're here at a circus. Elephants going in the tent. Got some lions or tigers. Oh, those are lions. Gonna get himself a little something to smoke. Okay, so what we just saw there was a TARDIS materializing into existence. Now, if you're new to the Doctor Who universe, I guess, you'll probably want to know exactly what a TARDIS is. And why does the TARDIS look like, well, a truck? Because if you're someone who has watched Doctor Who or has heard of Doctor Who, you know that the Doctor's TARDIS looks like a police box. So why does this one look different? And what's the difference between the Doctor's TARDIS and this one? Well, in reality, there's only one difference. Well, I mean, from the information I have, there's only one difference. The TARDIS that you're seeing here, the chameleon circuit is actually functioning. Basically, when a TARDIS materializes into existence, it basically takes on something that would look natural to the background. The Doctor's TARDIS, the chameleon secret is non-functional and doesn't work. So as a result, it maintains its appearance from the last time that it did work, which was as a police call box. So what exactly is a TARDIS? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what the source book for field agents in the Doctor Who role-playing game talks about it. There's a little section here called the TARDIS Operator's Manual. And we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a clear. All right, it says, describing a TARDIS, and an acronym for time and relative dimensions in space, adequately in three-dimensional terms is impossible, because most of its physical existence is outside the three-dimensional plane altogether. A TARDIS is constructed not of matter in its usual sense, but of a matrix of block transfer computations that warps reality into a form which can contain the incredible forces that device on its trips through time and space. Into this mathematical framework are installed the power systems that tap into the vast power of the Eye of Harmony, transcending the fabric of reality itself. Part of this tapped power drives the TARDIS's unit's time rotor, the crystalline column that contains the instruments controlling TARDIS. The physical form of the TARDIS exterior is variable, as is the internal structure. There are a number of different models available, with the capabilities of each somewhat different. Models are numbered sequentially, with later models having higher numbers. One model 40 has received some notoriety because of its use by the Doctor, but its more recent 70 series has outmoded it. So now you have kind of a basic idea of what a TARDIS is. It says TARDIS units of the CIA. Now that CIA is not the Central Intelligence Agency, although there probably is one referring to, is called the Celestial Intervention Agency. And basically TARDIS used by the CIA agents in clandestine fashion, meaning they're stolen. Many of these units are somewhat unreliable and modified by operators. Although the CIA is not recognized by the Gallifreyan Inner Council, our borrowed TARDIS units are rarely searched, nor are they returned to Gallifrey, though still have a call search without incapacitating them. There, I will in this episode. That's occasionally less about bribery, trickery. The council attempt time protected. The CIA have the equipment available, but there's go ahead and zoom form here. And the words are quite accurate. They're probably to the whims of the operator, and so are the. The exterior of the TARDIS is determined by the concern, and of course, TARDIS in the Doctor Who game, you would be technology. Basically, that's a character that I made. The character would not be able to system of the TARDIS. Basically, TARDIS are mental-based skills. If you move a TARDIS in terms of piloting it or well, you would require the skill, which that could be or mental. character took ground vehicles, so that's a reflex. Reflexes to pilot do need mathematical computations of time and space to know when and where you're going. That's why that would fall under a mental skill, and the mental skill would be pretty smart for the most part. TARDIS. Well, you don't have to be that smart on it. But anyway, the interconnectable room, the more advanced part of the that talks about constructing TARDISes. That's in the game operations manual. But I'm not going to go over little things. There's like 8 pages of this stuff. So basically, we're some of the standards here. And basically, because the inside of the TARDIS can be changed, the TARDIS actual configuration system is to control only the connections between TARDIS rooms and not the structure of those rooms themselves. So basically, let's just say you want to have like a medical facility, and next to that you want to have like say a closet. I guess. I mean that's what you would make your technology TARDIS's role to change is basically what that is. What else do we have here? So let's see. Weight, form, and inertia. The interior base of the TARDIS tends to rest. The true 1 gram field. Or 1G, excuse me, that's 1 Earth gram. Only about 100,000 kilos. Or it would be about 200 pounds. Which I believe is. This is called the sensible weight of the even less than that part. Interior and shape. It can be manipulated, shifted, operators. So, it's a commute circuit. White plane. It's 120 centimeters. Model TARDIS unit, however, recording can then be like this. Like, I guess the where you see do the hazard past a door and he scans it. That out. It may not specifically, but that's basically sky technology, which may be basically the choose to have stored. When a TARDIS is materialized, it is the normal reality. The connection of the TARDIS. It is not a no physical object only because the sense 3-dimensional thing outside those dimensions. Because the TARDIS is not harmed by normal physical objects within one time period, something that does not exist time at all. Vulnerability. So basically, you can't shoot it with guns or stuff. This real size units model 3 are shaped when inserted into a village or small device played on tech. So I where you physically put it nearby. It's 1980s before we had our cars. Duplicate TARDIS keys are kept on gouge to also duplicates can be on equipment if an original. So model and 70 series at the time of this print, basically officially released, but a number are still under CIA, and like the Master. However, probably something I haven't had the Master on. You guys can leave that in the comments. No. Let me see. Anyway, the time and space. Everyone kind of knows that. Time-space coordinates is kind of the when and where you want to go. Mean free path tracker. Something probably not everyone. Okay, let's see. The mean free path is a graphic representation of the TARDIS path through this readout doesn't pass through 3-dimensional space since the TARDIS never actually moves 3-dimensionally. So, as I recall, get from these to another call. Okay, so the TARDIS safety features. Let's take a look at those. So let's see. Despite its ability, a number of systems designed to protect from danger. Some of these systems against the conditions of time and space, or of 3-dimensional space when the TARDIS is materials. Others simply warn on dangerous situations. TARDIS force fields only shield passengers from the adverse effects of electrical discharge, heat, cold, weapons, magnetic, any pure physical force, but may force is strong enough to locally disturb time-space. These fields are, unless they are overridden, the force controls our system and are activated from that station. An indicator light shows that the status of the force fields anytime. So basically, it's just to protect you safe inside the TARDIS from anything that's going on outside the TARDIS. The warning system built into TARDIS since Model 22 sounds under the activation panopticon only by orbital or is carried on the power transmission wave that through the TARDIS. The form of a deep, resonant, bell-like sound. Room you're in, you're going to hear it. The last time the cloister bell was detection by Gallifrey sensitive minute distance and the universe. Basically something pretty severe to go off. Alright, Hostile Action Defense System, or the HADS. This is HADS for short, is a defense device used on many TARDIS models since first installation on the Model 38. When activators are activated in a 3D scan, if they detect the use of force against its exterior or any tampering with the TARDIS surface interface, they pre-programmed semi-random the TARDIS dematerialized out of the immediate air withdrawn. This is basically what that is. See what the rest of that. It looks like about an hour. This system prohibits the use of many weapons in the TARDIS itself. Defeats the chemical explosives, so a gun probably won't go off, and energy discharge missiles probably won't work either. And it negates the phasers, blasters, and most other types of energy. Open flames are impossible to maintain, thus eliminating chemical flamethrowers and explosives will not detonate. Not even bullets or fire archers. In addition, devices, chemicals, or rocket. It does not function outside. And yeah. It also provides no purely mechanical devices like sling bows or others, and TARDIS would be unaffected. So let's see what else we can find for you. Let's see, secondary systems into the TARDIS, and are required for safety, blah, blah, you know. The external sensory is extended as part of the real-world interface to provide the occupants of the information area around them. Cameras, basically, that's all. The TARDIS, besides its function as a coordinate system for TARDIS functions, the TARDIS central computer contains a vast library of data about its own. So basically, it's like the black box. It also has data files supplied from the vast library of free and other cultures. All library files may be accessed later as valuable reference tool during travels. Access to the computer data files is by keywords and codes. The word will supply a short summary of the basic knowledge of the computer by making words more specific. So basically, it's like a Google search. Gives you a little more example on the base. Just secondary TARDIS control. TARDIS units in 5 come equipped with a secondary control room that can be used if the original cannot be rendered non-functional. Basically, like kind of like something like that on like a ship, like in Star Trek or something like that. The room has a simplified smart control console with all stations duplicate in somewhat more. In emergencies, all TARDIS functions may be controlled from this location though with some loss of efficiency. So it works, but not as good. The view screen does not use cameras or windows to obtain images from outside the TARDIS. Neither approach is practical as the only interface with the three-dimensional to the real-world interface. Instead, that information gathered by the TARDIS unit's external is fed into an image processor, a visual image. This image can be obtained in any scene in a 360-degree sweep around the TARDIS, with magnification, God, I can't talk today, possible to about 200 times. The TARDIS view screen picture is purely visual, and so it is normally only able to objects exposed by visible light at night or in other conditions. However, the computer can be programmed to display a visual impression based on the types of scan, infrared for instance, or to enhance the picture by boosting the light sensitivity of the TARDIS. Pretty cool. What else do we got? All right. Medical facilities. Comes with an advanced diagnostics room, a cell regeneration vault, zero room. Let's look at that. That's probably different. Okay, the dangers of time-space travel led to the inclusion of zero-room facilities in every TARDIS since Model 28. The zero room is insulated with panels of a material that shut in transfer from the outside. Light, heat, gravity, and all other energy effects are local only, with no interface from the outside. And even sound forces are blocked by the room walls. No sound, light, communication, or force of any kind can enter a zero room when the doors are closed. So it's like the panic. The room provides a perfect neutral environment, often necessary. Okay. Lastly, TARDIS damage and repair. There are, you can imagine. Well, I guess let's see how difficult it is to repair one. I'm trying to keep the video short, but let's see. Vulnerability protects the TARDIS damage. From normal means, the TARDIS system suffer from massive disruptions. So, like, say, somehow some EMP or someone did something to set you. Probably be a lot of skills and such. Probably are some other ways. Let's see. When a major system fails, backup systems normally protect the TARDIS and its occupants. Devices are intended to prevent destruction. The vehicle cannot be operated with them for long. When backup systems are activated for vital power, navigational control, or life support systems, the programming will allow them to bring the TARDIS to a stop somewhere so that the operator can materialize the TARDIS and perform repairs. On the theory and engineering behind the operation of their vehicles, they're competent to make most repairs in the field. My character, if my character were to be a Gallifreyan, would not have this. Of course, a total system breakdown is possible, but these are extremely rare except in extremely old and worn out equipment. When they do occur, however, they often cannot be fixed in the field. Of course, Gallifreyan servers regularly Tardis to that system breakdowns occur. Equipment that is outworn beyond adequate repair is retired and replaced. Model ability of Tardis units obtained clandestinely by CIA operative is far less than that of Tardis units operating under Gallifreyan sanction, because most CIA Tardis units are removed from depots or disconnect and scrapping. More minds have chronic problems with those systems or suffer a general the broken chameleon circuit. Every kit equipped with a maintenance and repair kit, usually stored in the master control room. The contents of the kit varies on the whim of the operator. So, like the fourth Doctor, he liked his sonic screwdriver, so he probably had one there. But it usually contains at least 3 standard equipment provided to every TARDIS operator or a given the equipment section, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there you go. So that's kind of the basics of your TARDIS. So now you know a little bit about it. So I hope this has been an informational video for you in the episode, and I'll talk to you next time.